Hey Nandvargals, in our previous videos, I have promised you that I will show you the phenomena of silver leaf. The leaf that I have showed you belongs to a coconut tree. You might have seen at the underside of that leaf there was a white silvery substance. This is a fungal growth, and this is what is called as silver leaf. When the moisture content of our tropical country, of the tropical regions, is at its peak, and heat is also at its peak, this phenomena can happen. Fungal growth. Usually moisture content and the heat conditions of tropical regions are a welcoming sign for fungus. So this is what is called as silver leaf. I will show you another example of how devastating fungal infections are. Do you see this guy? Can you recognize what is this? And see the original one. It is a brinjal. A slender brinjal variety that is found in the tropical regions. Do you see what the fungus can do to this guy? This is how devastating fungal infections can be in the tropical regions. So you have seen how devastating fungal infections are. Do you know that for the last couple of decades, the climatic events has been changing for the worse? It's not that there is no rain. It's not that there is no heat, there is no summer. It is not that there is no winter. The problem is the speed at which the phenomena of climate is changing, and that's alarming. For the climatic conditions like this, which is fast, will result in more of this kind of infections. For example, this fungal infection, silver leaf. The problem here is fungus and other pathogens are more suitable in conditions of change, while non-parasitic organisms are less suitable for conditions which are unnatural. And for the last 50 years, the climatic conditions of our earth has been undergoing serious shift in its seasonal changes, and this phenomena is what is called as climate change. Let us see what causes climate change. Climate change phenomena is so drastic and so alarming that this year's Nobel Prize for Physics has been awarded to two scientists who are known as the pioneers of climate change modeling. Klaus Hanselmann is from Max Planck Institute, Germany. He worked in climate change modeling in the 1950s. He is now 90 years old. And Shiro Manabe is from Japan. He is also about 90 years old. And these two guys have been awarded half of this year's Nobel Prize in Physics for their pioneering research in climate change modeling. So I have explained what is climate change. So what is modeling? Modeling is nothing but you take the calculations regarding climate change, you take the past phenomena, you compare it with the present phenomena, and you predict based on that. You predict what is going to happen in future. Using mathematics and computational models, Manabe from University of Tokyo, Japan, and Klaus Hanselmann, Max Planck Institute, Germany, they brought a milestone to the human understanding about climate change. For the first time, they proved that climate change can be predicted using climate change modeling. The devastating effects of climate change, how devastating it can be, or how can we mitigate it using the modeling related to climate change, was first. All this phenomena was first introduced by Klaus Hanselmann and Shiro Manabe. So in today's video, we'll go in depth, a little bit in depth about climate change and how global warming causes climate change. Come on. In the last video, we discussed about global warming and what causes global warming. And global warming causes climate change. The warming up of the Earth's surface by greenhouse gases causes global warming. And when the Earth gets heated up, when the heat of Earth's surface increases, the metabolic effects, the atmospheric phenomena, the metabolic effects of living organisms, it rejuvenates. Its speed gets increased, and this causes massive eruption in the balance of atmospheric phenomena. This is the problematic effects of climate change. As previously said, the increase in heat will speed up the processes of Earth, especially atmospheric phenomena. The rains, their intensity will increase while the consistency will decrease. The heat, it will become more in intensity, and when the winters come, it will be welcoming of drastic reduction in atmospheric temperatures. All this is because of climate change. Climate change is not entirely a new phenomenon. In fact, change is the law of nature. Change in everything is part of nature. Change in climate has been going on for a very long time. In fact, before 10,000 years back, the whole world got iced up, and it is called as Ice Age. And after that, the world got heated up, and the ice melted, plants started sprouting, and the conditions got normalized. Now there might be another ice age. But the problem with what the climate change deniers is that they are not ready to accept that the speed of seasonal changes, the speed of climate change has increased. Okay, climate change is a natural phenomenon, but the problem is the intensity of climate change has increased. In fact, before humans came into the surface of the earth, the climate change time scale was long. Now it has got shortened. This is characterized by intense rains, intense winter, and intense summers. This change, this unnatural change, will result in an increase in communicable diseases because this supports pathogens like fungus, saprophytes like fungus, pathogens like mosquitoes, virus, bacteria. Because these changing conditions are more suitable for pathogens and it is less suitable for organisms like a plant, like other exotic organisms and species. Sorry, this phenomena is more suitable for the parasites and it is not suitable for organisms, holozoic organisms. Okay, and it is also very harmful to plants, the photosynthetic organisms. This is the reason why pioneers of climate change modeling has been awarded this year's Nobel Prize. In our last video, we have discussed about the major gases that causes climate change. They are CO2, CH4, N2O, nitrous oxide, CH4 is methane, ozone, O3, CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, HCFC, hydrofluorocarbon. Methane is given out by all organisms. Methane is given by all organisms when they die. The dead and decaying matter give out methane. In fact, all our fecal matter contains a certain amount of methane.